What up, is Marcus with Dynasty Dads. We're going to do Would You Rather. Would you rather have player A or player B? These are two closely ranked players, usually in the same tier, a lot of times in rankings too. Which player would you rather have? All right, so we're going to start off with the first one. We're going to go tight ends. So a couple of these were in Dynasty Nerds. They did a couple of these Would You Rathers as well. I think two of these are from them, and then the rest of them are the ones that I just kind of created up myself because I thought there were some close questions I've had in the past. So number 6. Do you want Dallas Goedert, who's 28, or number 8, Mr. Kincaid himself, who is 23? And I love Dalton Kincaid. I think he's the next big thing. We have seen what Kyle Pitts has done, and it has been lackluster to say the least. But Dallas Goedert is in this phase where they have so many weapons that I don't think Dallas Goedert is going to be that top 3 tight end. I don't see him going into the sphere of Andrews, Pitts. Pitts' ability is to be that extremely high tight end. Even Kelsey has the ability to be the tight end 1 every single year that he maintains his health and doesn't fall off the cliff. This Dallas Goedert area is the 5 to 15, closer to the 5. He's, of course, 6th ranked overall, but I mean, you're not going to get a tight end that's going to be 2 or 3 overall. Usually, you're probably going to get a tight end that he's going to be a middle of the road tight end 1. Pat Freiermuth, but just a little bit more. A little bit more volume. So I'm going to go with Kincaid. I'm going to go with the upside and hope that he's the next Travis Kelce, or 75% of Travis Kelce. And I'm hoping that he's going to be into this Hawkinson sphere where he can get into that top 4, that top 3, or even be mentioned into that top 2, like Hawkinson has been sprinkled in there a little bit. All right, next one, we got Cooper Kupp, who's 14th ranked overall, 30th, 30 years old. We have 16. We have Godwin. So Godwin is 27 years old. You get 3 years age difference, and Godwin has been supremely underranked. But in my mind, you have to go Cooper Kupp here. I think Cooper Kupp, yes, he's 30 years old, but he has such great route running that I could see him being a great wide receiver for the next 2 years. And not only being a great wide receiver, being like the wide receiver top 3 overall. You have Chase, you have Jefferson, and you have Cooper Kupp. Devontae Adams will sprinkle into there. A.J. Brown will flirt into that as well. Maybe even Garrett Wilson in a year or 2. Jackson Smith-Njigba maybe in a couple of years as well. Marvin Harrison Jr. Woo! Yeah, maybe he'll sprinkle in there. Man, he's going to be so good. Anyways, Cooper Kupp is going to be the pick here. He is the higher ranked player. So we have one lower ranked player that we've picked, Dalton Kincaid. Now we have a higher ranked player in Cooper Kupp. This is the battle of teammates, and so different rankings have them back-to-back. This ranking had 23, Brandon Ayuk, 26, Deebo Samuel, 25 for Ayuk, 27 years of age for Deebo Samuel. This is extremely tough because Brandon Ayuk has been a very underranked route runner, and Deebo has showed a little bit better with Brock Purdy, but there's been so many injuries there, and there's a big concern that Deebo is not going to be taking some of the goal line stuff because you have CMC. Why would you necessarily put Deebo into that type of harm there? It is very tough. It is extremely tough. I'm going to go Brandon Ayuk, but it doesn't feel good in my stomach, and honestly, this is like a coin flip. If these two wide receivers, if I was told you got to pick 100 shares, you got to go, I would probably pick 51 shares of Brandon Ayuk and 49 of Deebo because it is that close in my mind. Deebo has the higher upside, I think, in my opinion, just because he has the touchdown upside. But Brandon Ayuk has showed great route running and a very he has definitely exploded the last couple of years here. So Brandon Ayuk is definitely a force to be reckoned with, and could, I think with both of these players, I'd probably just pass on and go with somebody else, but we had to do a Would You Rather. So would you rather have Jahmyr Gibbs, 21 years old at number 6 overall, number 7 overall, ETN, number 24 years old, they were in a severe Barkley, Gibbs, and ETN, at least with the rankings that I saw. In my opinion, I'm taking Jahmyr Gibbs here. I want that extreme high upside that Detroit has given. I know that ETN was also a first-round pick, but there's always been some biggest concerns, especially injury-related when it comes to ETN as well. Now they have Tank Bigsby. Tank Bigsby is a good backup, enough that makes me think Jermichael Hasty plus, which is a concern. And so I'm going to go Gibbs there. He is the higher ranked player as well. So we've had some higher ranked players. We're going to go with a lower ranked player here. Spoiler! Number 11 is going to be Kenneth Walker. He's 22 years old. And number 12 is going to be Austin Eckler, who's 28. Everything I've said about running backs. When you have a running back that is 28 years old, sell. if you are any point of a contender, I got to go Austin Eckler here. I know what I'm going to get out of Austin Eckler. He is awesome, Eckler, that some people have said. He is just that amazing that I am going to be taking Eckler here. It is extremely difficult because Kenneth Walker is very talented. But the frustrations that Kenneth Walker now has to deal with Zach Charbonnet, not just for 1 year, but for multiple years. And Zach Charbonnet is going to get the potential goal line touches. We don't know yet. But also the valuable receiving down. And so that it could be a 60-40 split. But the Charbonnet's touches could be more valuable, and which is very, very, very concerning here. So I'm going to go with Eckler. I think, honestly, Eckler, you could probably flip for a better player or a younger running back if you're concerned, which I have a couple of shares of Austin Eckler. I think that if you're a team that's a contender and you're like, I'm not going to make it, I think Austin Eckler is a great piece to be able to trade for a younger running back, wide receiver, middle of the season for a team that is trying to get that extra piece, that RB2 to turn into an RB1, and you take, a younger running back, you figure out maybe a rookie plus something. And so that's just my thoughts there with Austin Eckler. Number 10, Anthony Richardson, who's 21 years old, and you have an 8-year difference because Dak is 29, he's 12th ranked. I get the Anthony Richardson hype, but I'm taking Dak Prescott here. Dak Prescott, yes, his running ability has been less, but he has CeeDee Lamb for who knows how long. And you still have wide receiver. Yes, they said they're going to run the ball more. And I want to see it. I mean, Zeke was a huge part of that offense, and still yet, Dak Prescott can perform at an extremely good level. And when you talk about a wide receiver one, especially when you're talking about super flex too, I want safety. I want safety, and then when I get that third quarterback, we're going for the moon. We're hitting the Jordan Loves. Last year was I went after a couple like Jared Goffs and Baker and stuff like that. Because again, Geno, like those were quarterbacks that were again boom or bust. Like I think honestly there was a league that I took Baker, Geno, and Drew Lock. But I knew that I wanted a Seattle quarterback, and I was just kind of going for the moon. I think I might even had Jordan Love on that team too. Baker, we'll see if he becomes a starter or not. Geno has extremely risen in value, and Drew Lock is worthless on my team now, if he's still on my team. So I'm going to go with Dak here. I want safety, 29 years old, still has plenty of health left, and a great offense. I am taking Dak Prescott here. The last one, number 13, Sam Laporta, who's 22 years old, or number 14, Evan Ingram, who's 28 years old. Evan Ingram had a great year last year, and he had a great rookie year. Anything in between has been disgusting and injury-prone. I'm actually taking Evan Ingram here. Sam Laporta, awesome, 22 years old. How many of these tight ends do we talk about that end up just becoming nothing or takes 3 years to get? I'm going to take Evan Ingram here. I think he has another back-to-back good year. And if he has back-to-back good years, he'll be 29 years old, and you can still get a very, very good return on your investment and get a younger tight end plus something. That is my thing. If this is not the peak of Evan Ingram's value, I think the peak of Evan Ingram's, I think it's still going up. Maybe that's just my blindness of Evan Ingram because I know how talented he was at one point. I think that he can fit into that offense very well. That's just my opinion. We'll see. So this is Would You Rather. Next time we're going to do Marry F Kill. We'll do we'll do some thruples here of basically keep, trade, cut. Marry F Kill sounds more cool. All right, peace out. Take care. We'll see you guys again soon.